Hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. As you may have guessed, this spot is supposed to be populated by a Flat Earth Follies video, but since I can't seem to find anything that presents an actual argument for such a ludicrous thing at the moment, I'm going to put that on hold until I can. Kage suggested a video on the Hovind theory, but I'm not inclined to wade into something like that just yet. I need a bottle of cheap hooch to numb myself in preparation for that anyway, and he hasn't paid me for last month. So this week, I'm going to do what Lacey was supposed to do for last week, which is put together a detailed rant on a text post that was brought to my attention this morning by a contact on Twitter. The post in question: a petition on change.org threatening the developer of the game hatred of dire consequences if they don't pull the plug on the game and apologize to the world in general for making it. Before we start, I want you to pause this video, look in the description, and click the link to the trailer he's responding to. Go ahead, I'll wait. Back. Brilliant. Kage gave his opinion on the trailer in a video a couple of weeks ago, and now it's time for me to put in my 2 pence. I think the game is hyper-violent, disturbing, and polarizing. As a game, it's pretty much just seeing how long you can last before you get smeared across the pavement. I wouldn't have given it a second glance but for the negativity about it being spread about by the self-appointed social justice elite. After this, I'm likely to buy it and put up a long play on YouTube just to piss on the chips of screwballs like Zack, who put up this little gem. The video is private, but copies of the trailer have been uploaded here and there. He suggests that it's because they've been forced to do so by Epic Megagames, the makers of Unreal Engine. I will posit that they've done no such thing, but instead done so to prevent him from using their own materials to help him destroy their business. Now he has to put forth a tiny bit of effort to find a mirror. Onto his little diatribe, then. This is a single wall of text, badly punctuated, with spelling and grammar issues enough to make Kage climb the walls. I will do my best to break it down for you. Pull the plug on the Hatred Game project and apologize. This game project is a disgusting and unnecessary endeavor. The game features a disturbed white male copying the late Brandon Lee's character outfit from The Crow, babbling a poorly written script like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold from the Columbine tragedy, preparing an unjustified massacre on the general public. Not only is this game horrifyingly violent, but it's extremely offensive, depicting the player character brutally executing people of color and women in an aggravated manner. That would be what the game is about, and you fail to mention that he shoots plenty of white men, too. Or is it okay to kill those in cold blood these days? I can never tell with units. I am a developer working on a project that focuses on inclusion of every human, of any ethnicity, and gender if any. My career is dedicated to change and I absolutely refuse to share the industry with this disgusting studio. Nobody cares what you refuse to do, little master. You cannot be all-inclusive, even if you wanted to be. It's inherent in your attitude. This tack you're taking displays your intolerance for all to see, and frankly I'm disgusted. All you saw when the video started was skin color and breasts. When you start being able to look beyond those things, then give me a ring. This petition is going to be sent to destructive creations whether they like it or not, showing how many people are against their project and how ill-received it will be. I want it boycotted and gone. Again, it doesn't actually matter what you want. As far as I know, this is the studio's only project. You just said you refuse to share an industry with such a disgusting studio. The game is called Hatred. What did you expect? Teacups and little pink Precambrian bunnies. I'd rather avoid a world in which the only game I'm allowed to play is Depression Quest. I believe I've already made my opinion of that abundantly clear. I would also like to reach out to Epic Games, who wants nothing to do with the project and attempted to contact the studio asking them to take related Unreal and Epic logos off their game trailer. I want to see Epic Games push for legal action should they refuse to comply. Epic Games has every right to request their logo be removed, but they did license the engine, and unless that's a violation of the terms of service, there is little or nothing Epic can do about the content of the game beyond pulling their license. If I were the one in charge over there, I wouldn't, and that's because people like you are giving it loads of free publicity. That's more money for them no matter what happens. This game is personally offensive to me, as I am of Middle Eastern and Egyptian heritage, and the team went out of their way to include at least 3 instances in the game trailer showing the white male player character execute people of color. So my rights end where your feelings begin. Right then. I'll remember you said that. Although I will state this for the record, using your own status as a person of color is a disgusting way to try and support your argument. I have no sympathy for your psychopathy. This was obviously intentional, as well as the several executions of women, such as the repeated stabbing and placing a pistol in a woman's mouth and blowing her brains out. I am appalled at the pathetic attempt at making a game to garner this kind of attention and then playing the juvenile haters gonna hate card. I'd like to see how you support this contention, because nothing is obvious about it. You're welcome to be appalled, but do please make use of your spell checker. The bit where he blows her brains all over the sidewalk is really gory, but a moment or two after that, he's ripping through a police station populated by nothing but white men. You want to play the racist sexist card again? Sure, people like yourself that are just dying for something to hate are going to. I don't care up until you try and demand that a company end itself to spare your feels. That makes you the asshole. This is a team of racist and hateful people wasting their talent trying to upset their audience and provoke a response. You've got your response, destructive creations. I want everyone supporting the downfall of this project, and we want a heartfelt apology to accompany that. I've supported games for many years just to have you undo what we've fought for after years of people attacking this industry and blaming it for tragedies inflicted by individuals who have projected their disturbed minds onto video games. Controversy sells games, and playing to it works. Jack Thompson was wrong, and so are you. You're hunting for the bogeyman under the bed, when he resides in your forebrain. You can't prove they're racist or hateful. From the look of the trailer, they're very nearly the opposite. Every skin color and gender seems to be represented as targets of the mass murder spree. You, on the other hand, have drunk Jack and Anita's poison Kool-Aid, and insist that people can't think for themselves. You've completely missed the studies in which it's been repeatedly shown that as video games have risen in popularity, the rate of violent crime in the United States has gone down across the board. And here's a personal message to destructive creations: what made you think this was okay? Creating a game like this and announcing it in light of the recent threat against Anita Sarkeesian when a college student threatened to shoot up her seminar on feminism at the school. It was okay because that's the game they wanted to play, and you don't get to demand they censor themselves. Also, the threat was against the school, not Anita Sarkeesian. They wanted to punish the school for letting her speak, and made no threat against her person. She blamed that on Gamergate, and you're compounding it. You forget that not long after that, She promoted a book and her misogynist agenda in the hours after a fatal school shooting just up the road from me. Or Zoe Quinn releasing Depression Quest on Steam in the first little bit after Robin Williams' cause of death became known. You don't get to play that card, even if I give you the assertion that they did that on purpose. Not that you can prove they did. I'm not asking, I'm telling you to take this game down and any press kit content now. The backers for this petition are your audience. The success of your studio and your careers depends on your response to this petition. You know, the first bit of this is you acting like an entitled hipster. The next is demonstrably false, but the last bit is true. Their existence is pinned on this game being finished. It's their inaugural project if I'm not mistaken, and without it they don't exist. Change the project content if you have to. Why should they? Oh, right. Because their rights end where your feels begin. Hatred is not welcome here. I am a member of many groups on Likey, including those of AAA studios. On top of that, I'm an editor for 2 large gaming blogs, and you better believe you'll get negative publicity and look like absolute monsters for even thinking up a game concept like this that shows that you are a group of racist, sexist individuals basing your careers on offending people instead of making a worthwhile title. This petition in its entirety, from the mission to the amount of supporters, will be shown to as many influential parties as I can contact. Now you've issued a clear threat of blacklisting. I doubt strongly that you have the kind of pull you claim, as you have listed none of these LinkedIn groups nor the 2 blogs you edit for. Chances are, your reach is exceedingly limited. Besides, the only way the AAA industry doesn't know about this game is if they've all been hiding under a rock, and I guarantee that's not the case. Sign and show destructive creations how wrong they are. Video games are evolving as an industry, it's common knowledge. We are not letting this game set us back. No, I won't, and I will recommend to my viewers that they don't either. If you want video games to be an art form, then you have to take the horribly tasteless with the really fun and thought-provoking. Because when you really think about it, art isn't art unless it's offended someone and or started a conversation. This did both, and did it well. Maybe you should check your assumptions and social justice bigotry at the door. Because common knowledge is rarely common, just as common sense is rare and usually wrong. Video games will evolve, and you don't get to apply artificial selection to them. With that, I will let you finish throwing your toys out of the pram as I bid you an annoyed fuck off, you annoying knob. I refuse to be your shield, and if you would be so kind as to leave your bullshit in the bin where it belongs, the rest of us might just thank you for it. For those that stuck with me this long, if you like what we're doing here, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and comment. Per the norm, the standard social media links will be in the description. Until the random rant and this week's review, thank you for watching.